Alright, how's it going today? It was a long weekend, but happy to be back in the fucking saddle and at these markets. I mean, not too much has happened since I've been gone, but I do just want to get into BTC and POC levels, right? So we did have this print down here at 41112, and this was currently our long entry, and we're getting a decent reaction out of it right now. Last night we got in super late, haven't really opened up any new trades, still kind of focusing on DEX trades, over leverage, that sort of thing. But you know, we could still talk about the overall structures of everything kind of going on with BTC and Ethereum. And really, this was the play since, you know, we created this on 12/13. So we created this setup about 5 days ago. Ended up dropping pretty good for this entire setup. I mean, really, when we created this, it's playing out exactly to what we wanted, right? Is we knew we had this NPOC print down here at 41,000. We ended up getting this drop following the squiggly line perfect. And then this has been our long entry. So I'm not sure if you guys took it. Again, depends on if you are wanting to be long bias or short bias. I do think that people are starting to get a little hesitant to long up at these levels, but at the end of the day, you guys know what we're looking at. We're looking at this chop zone and what happens during this chop zone. You know, we have highs, we have lows. You're going to want to be longing those lows. You're going to want to be longing those highs. But I really think that this overall structure is something that, you know, I'm going to continue to be watching, right? Because even if it's just from here and here, right, this is a good range to kind of trade. And, you know, we can obviously go lower. We can go higher depending on, you know, how things work out. And then, you know, into the new year, there's a lot of holidays coming up. So that's something, you know, a lot of trading action does get pretty slow within traditional finance, and then crypto and everything else. It just starts to kind of slow down a little bit because a lot of people are not focused too much on trading. You know, me, I will probably still be watching these markets, you know, even though I'm not too worried about what happens between here and the new year. It is still fun to be here, dialed in, seeing price movement, seeing the way that things fluctuate throughout the end of the year into the new year. You know, it is important, you know, the yearly close. There's a lot of narratives kind of going on of people, you know, selling or not selling because of taxes, you know, this and that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I still think that the technicals will tell you kind of more of what's in play as far as current price action. This is the long, right? And again, it makes sense because this is a support level. You know, if we go to our low term time frame current range, you know, this is lower limit. So for me, I'm not really willing to kind of short into this as far as the price on where we are right now. You guys know the way that I like to run things. You know, upper limit is more or less where I want to be shorting. Lower limit is more or less where I want to be longing. And if you just look, this is kind of a support level. It's held as support once, twice, 3 times, maybe a 4th time. And then even right now, I still think we can get this follow through up towards upper limit. And again, maybe this is just a new range that we have to continue to watch from now on. Maybe from 44-ish, 45-ish, all the way down to about 40. It's just that $5,000 range. It's going to continue to go sideways. And again, I'm not against BTC going sideways because if BTC continues to hold these highs, I think that we can really see some moves into altcoins and some DEX plays, which is again where my focus has really kind of been. It's kind of been just like focusing and looking on decentralized exchange plays, you know, over on Uniswap or, you know, whatever tools you guys like to use. You know, there's Pancake Swap. There's a bunch of different platforms that you can use to be trading DEX, but, you know, Apex is another one. I think that's Bybit's DEX, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is just, I think, a little bit easier to focus on those plays because it doesn't seem like money's leaving. It just kind of seems like it's rotating right now, right? So it's kind of like jumping from one altcoin to another or one shitcoin to another shitcoin. It's just in that cycle, but the good thing is people aren't taking money out, right? It's just kind of rotating right now. This is the current play on BTC. I think that we can hold this level. Yeah, we do have a new NPOC level above, so let's just kind of organize this a little bit, guys. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna create this label, I'm gonna kind of put this in the long, go down here, and we just like to keep organized. That's one main thing on TradingView. If you guys can stay organized, it's very key to your success as far as the way that you look at setups. You know, right now, you know, we can see that we do have an NPOC above higher, and again, if you want to short this could be an area of interest for you to short right here on Bitcoin. So again, you know, we could potentially just even touch this and then drop lower. You know, it really just depends on what your thesis is, you know, what you think is going to happen. For me, I'm not really willing to short 41929. For me, I would be more willing to kind of short into this upper limit move if we kind of get that, you know, maybe get some sort of double top, that sort of thing. But for now, again, you guys know the game plan has not really changed for me. I am just kind of waiting for dips to kind of buy. I am not focused too much on shorting, but maybe if things start to shift, like if Ethereum starts to drop down below this 2100 and, you know, kind of gets confirmation below that, then we can kind of start to, you know, maybe look to be a little bit more short heavy on some of these plays. But let's get into Ethereum, guys. Ethereum has a lot of NPOC prints above, and this is kind of where I'm going to talk about where I think Ethereum can hold and kind of rally Bitcoin to just kind of go sideways for now, right? So what we have here is a very clear support level on ETH, and we've talked about this for a while. This was the reason that we were kind of longing this area here. You know, we longed this like last week. We ended up banking, you know, close to 9,000 just off of 2 trades for this area area. And again, it's going to stay the same. It's support for me. There's no reason for me to short into this. I hope that you guys hear that, because we are at a long. 2173 is a long area for us. So again, even though we dug a little bit deeper, and this is why I say, guys, do not put bids exactly at NPOC levels. It can work out sometimes, but they need to be an area of interest, right? Because if you just longed right here blatantly at 2173, you did have a little bit of a move to the downside, so you're kind of sweating that a little bit. The best thing to do is just, once it hits those, put an alert on TradingView. Once those levels get hit, then kind of just dive into the level 2, kind of dive into what the price action is currently happening, what is going on. But I do think that overall this is good. I do think that this is a good area of interest to long. And for me, again, I am a little upset that I did not get to get in front of the computer yesterday and maybe open up some trades, but it is what it is, guys. No harm, no foul. We do have NPOC levels above on Ethereum. Currently, we have 3, 2216, 2250, 2278. I think that we can at least retest those areas. And again, that can be the next area of interest for our short. I think someone was asking about that. So let's just kind of clean this up, just making things organized. I think it's key. So next area I'd be interested in to short is this NPOC level here, right at 2278. This is the area of interest. That would be a decent short entry. But again, please go out and do some educating yourself. I think that it's super, super key to kind of still stay active. Even just looking at the way that I trade, there's so many other ways that you can trade and be successful, right? Don't think one way is the way that you need to do it. So yeah, this would be the area that I'm looking for to short next. I think that was a question on here, so I don't know who asked that, but yeah, 2278 would be my next area of interest for a short. Again, you can kind of throw like a trend line on that as well. That is like a trend line retest, so it makes sense, guys. Like confluence, make some confluence levels. So right here, it's kind of creating like that breakdown. So maybe it's something like this, right? Where, and then we break out. But I think that, from here, if we do break above this 2278, then that would be a nice cause for a move higher, retest of highs, and maybe getting into some new local highs as well. So it's currently what I'm looking for on Ethereum based on NPOC levels. I think that this is currently a good long entry. As of right now, this is kind of where we've been wanting to long, and going into our current range 1 hour, again, where are we at? We're at lower limit. So it's support level. I just don't see, there's no reason that I would ever short this right now. We're at lower limit support. We've had a game plan to long this NPOC level since 12/13. So again, 5 days. So not going to veer away from that. There's no reason to kind of be shorting into a very, very obvious support level. And again, this support level may break down. I'm not saying that these have to hold, but just the way to get into those risk rewards, right? A lot of people want to be longing these areas, breaking out, we're going to retest highs, right? So you have to understand that breaking above median ML is not really where you want to be longing. In fact, this whole area is where you're starting to get a little bit interest in shorting, or a little bit of interest in taking profits and selling. For me, always lower limit area are going to be the better areas to long. And again, this may completely break down and shit the bed. It's not a for sure 100% guarantee that this is going to be profitable, but at the end of the day, it gives me my edge, because a lot of people start to short into these types of areas thinking that it's going to go lower to that 2000 or 1900, but in fact, it actually is a support level. And again, this has been a very obvious support level that we've talked about for a long time. This isn't a new support level. This is kind of where we got these first bounces from, just that sideways chop. We kind of want to see some sideways chop so that we can get the rest of the market to kind of catch up as far as altcoins and that sort of thing. I did want to talk about the Castillo AI trading. Now, if you guys are interested in this, I'm going to need a list, because I don't know how many people are going to be interested. There's not a lot of people on the live stream right now, so I'm going to have to do a post, but this is exactly what it's going to be looking like, guys, on the Castillo AI trading tools, right? You're going to be given a lot of signals, and I don't know if this is something that you guys are interested in or not, and that's why I want you to kind of let me know if you're interested. So it's going to be giving you this one right here. So this took 2 hours and 39 minutes, and we go up to this initial trade. Here was the actual call. It gave you an entry. The way that it uses, it's on VET. This is the VET play, and this is why I say a lot of altcoins. I get a lot of questions about altcoins, and this is kind of my way to kind of give you guys access to better trading, a little bit more AI trading, so that it's not focused so much on just me trying to give you guys signals for, entry points on altcoins. These are going to be low-term time frame. These are 15-minute signals right here, and I am going to be doing a 4-hour signal as well. But again, it's not going to be giving as many. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit noisy, but at the end of the day, it's giving you the ticker VET. It's going to give you the cross leverage that you need to use, and it's also going to give you entry points and take profits and stop losses. And so a lot of these are getting first stop loss or first take profit hit at target 1, 33% profit, and that took 2 hours and 39 minutes. same thing. Second take profit hit 44%, 2 hours and 50 minutes. It gives you the time frame on how long it took, you know, that sort of thing. It is a lot of work here for this. And again, I don't know if this is something that you guys are interested in. You know, this is giving signals on Bybit, KuCoin, and Binance. It's same for BingX and CoinCatch and Bitget. You know, if you guys are using those, it literally is almost exactly the same. Like sometimes the ARB will be just like a little bit off, but you know, for the most part, all of these work the same on across any exchange. So I need to know if you guys are interested. You know, please hit me up on Twitter or Telegram if you are. Let me know. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of get you guys into this, testing it, get you trading. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. You kind of know what we're looking at on BTC and Ethereum. If I do take any entries, as you guys know, I will be updating you in the Telegram. So I'll see you guys in the Telegram and have a great rest of your Monday. Peace.